Good morning, friends. Today we'll talk about a very important test of SSB called PPDT. Now, there are 4 points that I'll touch. Firstly, a general description of this test. Number 2, which are the OLQs that are checked through this test. Number 3, what are the 17 major reasons why candidates get rejected in this test? And lastly, a few points which you must bear in mind when attempting PPDT. So let's get started. PPDT, as you all know, it is a very important test, but a lot of candidates mistake the D part in PPDT to be description. It is not description, it is discussion, picture perception and discussion test. It is basically a test of imagination, and this test gives the psychologist deep insights into a candidate's mind. Not that other tests in SSB are not important, they are also very, very important, but PPDT test assumes a very special significance because it is an elimination test, a screening out test. What does it mean? If you do not do well in PPDT, you will be removed from the screening process on the very first day. But in other tests, if you do not do well in some of the psychological or GTO's tests, you can still make up by doing very well in the remaining tests of that GTO or psychologist. So from that point of view, PPDT is a very, very important test. Now this test, you all know, it is conducted in 3 parts. In the first part, you have to see a picture, annotate the picture, write a title and write a story. In the second part is of narration of the story that you have written. And the third part entails a discussion with other members of your group to reach a common group story. Now there are 3 requirements in this test. The first requirement is the story that you write must be connected to the picture that is shown. For example, if it is a scene of a fire accident, your story has to be related to a fire, prevention of fire, or anything to do with fire. If it is a scene of a river, somebody drowning or a boat or a ship sailing on water, your story has to be built around water. So this is the first requirement. Number 2, the second requirement is that the story that you write must be practical and doable. If it is not practical, if it is not doable, if it is not within human capability, it will get rejected. And the third and most important point where a lot of candidates get stuck is that the outcome of your story should bring out something positive happening not just to one person or one family, but to a larger section of society. I will elaborate on these points subsequently when I take a full, complete PPDT session. But for now, this should suffice. Now, as far as the time is concerned, you all know in the first part, the picture is shown for 30 seconds. 30 seconds are given to you to annotate that box and 4 minutes to write the story. This is the first part. For the narration part, the candidate gets about 60 seconds. In 1 minute, you have to narrate the story that you wrote on paper. And the third part, the discussion part, it does not have any time. But generally, it takes anything from 5 to 10 minutes, though there is no fixed time for discussion. Now, moving to the second part. Which are the OLQs, officer-like qualities that are checked through PPDT? So basically, there are 8 OLQs which I'll list out and explain, give a detailed explanation. The first is effective intelligence. This is displayed through the story that you write. You will only be able to build a story from the picture, the vague, hazy picture that you see, if you have the basic intelligence. Number 2, organizing ability. This also is reflected through the story. When you see a picture, how do you imagine things to create something positive happening from that picture? So this is the second OLQ. Number 3, a very important OLQ, power of expression, which means communication skills. This gets revealed through your narration and your participation in group discussion. Number 4, cooperation. How do you cooperate with other members of your group? This part is revealed through the discussion stage. Initiative. How do you initiate the discussion? Who takes the lead? All this gets revealed through the group discussion part. Self-confidence. You will only be able to speak effectively if you have confidence in yourself. So the narration stage and the group discussion stage will effectively tell the assessors what kind of confidence do you have in yourself. Number 7, ability to influence a group. This will get revealed through the discussion stage. How? Every candidate would have a different story that he has in mind, that he has written on paper. During the discussion stage, every candidate would want that either his entire story should get accepted or at least some part of his story should be included in the group story. Now here your ability to influence a group comes into play. A candidate who has strong communication skills, who is very confident, who is very sure of himself, even though he may have written a very ordinary story, he will be able to influence the group and have either the entire part of his story or at least some part of his story included in the final story. And number 8 is liveliness. Liveliness is cheerfulness, wearing a smile on your face, not pulling a long face. All this constitute liveliness. Now in that group discussion, you will see that a lot of people would disagree with you. You may have made a very good point, but somebody would try and counter it. So how do you maintain your composure? Do you still stay cheerful, happy? The expression on your face would tell the psychologist how are you taking your criticism. So all these 8 OLQs get revealed in this test. Now we'll talk about major reasons of rejection of candidates in this SSB. So I have divided this into 4 parts. The first part is story writing. Reasons for rejection of a candidate as far as story writing is concerned. Number 1, when your story is not connected to the picture, you will get rejected. Number 2, if the story is not practical or doable, this is another reason. Number 3, if you do not bring out a positive outcome for the larger section of society, it will not get cleared by the psychologist. You may have brought out a positive outcome at the end, but if that positive outcome is only for one member or one family or one village or one small section of society, it will not be cleared by the psychologist. The 4th reason is many candidates, although they are able to frame a very good story in their mind, in that limited time of 4 minutes, they are unable to write that story on that sheet of paper. This becomes a cause for your rejection. And number 5, if your handwriting is not decipherable, please understand you will be under intense pressure in this test. You would be in extreme hurry to write your story on that sheet of paper. That would entail your not being able to write legibly. So if the psychologist cannot read what you have written, it will be taken as a faulty story and it will render you to be rejected in this test. Okay, number 2, annotating the picture. Many candidates take that annotating the box very, very lightly, but oftentimes this is a cause for your rejection. Now, what are the mistakes which candidates make? Number 1, use of incorrect symbols or annotations. For example, writing female instead of F, or writing 45 years of age instead of just writing that mathematical number 45. All this briefing would have been done to you by the psychologist before the test begins. And if you do not follow his instructions, and obviously if you write 45 years, that means you have not been able to catch on the instructions. So this could become a cause for your rejection. Number 2, a technical flaw. If in that picture you are showing a father and son, and you are depicting their age as 40 years and 32 years, this will become a technical flaw, which implies that the father, when he was 8 years old, he was blessed with that son, which is not possible. So this becomes a technical flaw. Number 3, not circling the main character of your story. You may have annotated the picture correctly, but if you do not circle the character on which you are basing your story, that would be taken as a technical flaw. Number 4, circling only one character in that box, whereas your story is showing two main characters. Your story is built around two characters jointly doing something, like your husband and wife, two brothers, two neighbors, jointly doing something good. But in that box, when you are annotating, you have circled only one character. So that would be taken as a technical flaw. And number 5, incorrect annotation of mood. The mood that you need to annotate in that box should be at the start of the story, as is seen in the picture, not as the outcome is revealed. So please bear that in mind. Okay, number 3, the narration part. Various reasons for rejection of candidates in the narration part. Number 1, inability to narrate your story at the time of narration because you have a very weak hold over the English language. You may have written the story all right, but if you are unable to narrate it correctly in the English language, it will render you ineligible to move to the second stage. Number 2, forgetting your story. This also happens sometimes. Candidates forget the story that they have written just 10-15 minutes ago. So if that happens, you will not be able to narrate your story and you will be rejected. Number 3, a very major reason, flaws in your speech. If the volume of your voice when you are narrating is not loud enough, if the assessors and the group cannot hear what you are speaking, or if there is no clarity in your voice, this will become a cause for your rejection. And number 4, this is another major reason, changing or modifying your story different from what it was written on that sheet of paper. Now, why does it happen? Because sometimes when a candidate writes a story and before his turn comes to narrate his story, he would have heard 4, 5, 6, 7 candidates whose chest numbers are ahead of him. He would have heard their stories, and while listening to their stories, he realizes that his story is very bad. These people have written very good stories. So when his turn comes, he modifies or changes his story. So if you do that, it will become a cause for your rejection. And number 4, the discussion stage. In the discussion stage, you could be rejected because of inappropriate behavior. Now, what does this entail? If you show aggression, if you do not allow others to speak, if you are too dominating, if you keep interfering others while they are speaking, right? If you disagree with others without giving valid reasons for your disagreement, all this is considered to be inappropriate behavior. So this can get you rejected. Number 2, flaws in your speech. Same point as in narration. If your speech is not audible, if there is no clarity in your speech, if it is incoherent, it will get you rejected. And the third reason is not taking part in that discussion, or taking very little part, speaking very little in that discussion. This will become a cause for your rejection. Now the last part, some tips which I would like to give, points that you need to keep in mind when writing your story. Number 1, there should be no negative response. Now, as far as all psychological tests are concerned, not reacting to a situation also constitutes negative action. So, bear that in mind. Any negative response or not responding at all, both would constitute a negative response. Number 2, since you have limited time in this test, speed is of paramount importance. Many candidates are unable to write their story, although they would have been able to frame a very wonderful story. But unless you put it on paper, how would the psychologist know what was going on in your mind? So please remember, you would have limited time. So speed is very, very essential in this test. Number 3, No grammatical mistakes, punctuation mistakes, or spelling mistakes are taken into account as far as PPDT test is concerned. This is not a test of English, it is a test of your mind, and therefore any flaws, any grammatical mistakes or spelling mistakes would be ignored by the psychologist. As long as he can interpret the flow of thoughts, what is going on in your mind, it is absolutely fine and he will clear you. Number 4, make sure, although you would have to write at great speed, do not allow your handwriting to become so bad that it becomes illegible. If the psychologist will not be able to read your handwriting, he will not assess you. He will declare you to have got rejected. Number 5, a very important tip, you must learn to you must learn to use telegraphic language. Shorten your sentences. I just told you, this is not a test of English. It is a test of your flow of thoughts. So you can use telegraphic language. For example, if you have to say, I am going to Delhi, this is grammatically correct. But in this test, if you say, I go Delhi, even this is correct. Grammatically, that sentence is wrong. But as far as PPDT is concerned, it will be taken to be the right response. And by saving on writing 3 words, you would have saved 5, 6, 7 seconds of time. If you have to say, I am feeling hungry, and you say, I hungry, this is absolutely fine. If you say, Mohan is a brave boy, and instead of that, if you write Mohan brave boy, even that is correct. So please make sure that you learn to write in telegraphic language. Compress your words. That will save you a lot of time, and you will be able to write your story in the given time of 4 minutes. So this was all for today, and later when I have a full session on PPDT, it will be about of 2 hours duration. I'll cover this test in great detail. So for now, thank you very much.